Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a traditional Moroccan sweet. This one is called Richbond, and I think that like everyone in Morocco makes it, like every household possible. So it's very easy and simple, and it's very like crispy and crumbly and just like so beautiful that it melts in your mouth. So I'll just show you guys how to make it. So to make this recipe, we're going to need 2 eggs, 100 grams of sugar, 125 milliliters of oil, 7 grams of baking powder, vanilla. You can also use lemon peels or orange peels, anything you want. Flour, we're not really measuring, it depends on our wet ingredients and the dough. And to decorate, you're going to need apricot jam, this orange blossom water, and some coconut. So we're going to take a large bowl with a big surface area because we're gonna have to knead this recipe. So you pour in your eggs, your sugar, your vanilla, and your oil, and you're going to mix that with a whisk. You can also use your hands because because this is a traditional Moroccan recipe, it's usually done by our mothers and grandmothers, and they're not really going to use a whisk. They usually mix this with their hands, so you can also mix that with your hands, I guess. So as you can see, everything has mixed in well together. So now we're going to slowly add in our flour, sifting it until we get a dough that's like of a medium consistency. So like it holds itself pretty well, but it's not too hard or too soft. So now I'm going to start mixing, but just using our fingers. And I've also added a pinch of salt. We forgot to add it earlier, but I've just added one now just to like adjust the flavor and the sweetness. We've added a couple of tablespoons of flour in 2 batches, and now we're just going to sift in our baking powder, and we're going to mix that again. So as you can see, we have now completely kneaded our dough, and this is our consistency. This is the kind of consistency you want, so it's not too heavy or dense, but it's not too runny or light either. So now we start rolling our dough, but before we do that, we preheat our oven to 180 degrees Celsius, and in order to just like shape our dough, you take a teaspoon. You can also use more, make it bigger if you want. It depends on how big you want it. And we're just going to roll it a little into a ball, and then we just press it down and we put it in a baking tray. So after we filled our tray, we're now going to bake them. So we're going to bake them for 15 to 20 minutes maximum. We don't need them to be too golden brown. So our I don't know, biscuit cookie dough situation has cooked, and the way this recipe is going to work is we're going to stick 2 together, but we're going to leave it overnight. So we're going to actually start the decorations tomorrow, just so that it can hold its shape pretty well, because it will have to absorb the jam and the coconut later on. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. So after they have cooled down, it is the next day. So once they have cooled down, as you can see, I've already started. So it's very easy. You just heat up your jam. You just heat it up a little. And then the rest is very easy. So you take a little bit and you put it on top. Just spread it evenly. Take a second and glue them together. So I have some of the jam mixture left, and this one we're just going to, as you can see, it's thick, so we're going to thin it out with some of our orange blossom water. I'm going to add a little more jam because this seems like too little, and we're just going to put it on the stove to heat up. So after it has warmed up and these chunks of jam have melted, we're just going to take it off the heat, and we're going to dip our sweets in it. So we just need to heat up our jam and orange blossom water. You don't need to boil them. So now we just take some of our pieces and we just dip them around. Make sure that they're covered in the jam and orange blossom water. And then you just put it on coconut, and you just make sure that it also gets covered in coconut, and you put it on your plate. So this is what they look like now that like we've dusted them with coconut, and I like their color and they also smell nice. And I left some on the side for me because everyone knows I hate coconut. But when you cut them open, here's what they look like. So as you can see, they're very soft and crumbly, and that's why they cut really well. Like they cut like clean and smoothly. If they weren't like nice and crumbly and crunchy, they wouldn't really cut this well. So we'll try one of these plain because I don't like coconut. So you heard the crunch, and it's also like when you bite into it and then you chew it, like it also melts in your mouth, which is another win situation, because I really like those kind of desserts that just melt in your mouth. So this concludes today's video. Again, if you like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, comment, follow us on our Facebook and Instagram so you guys can support me to make more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.